today's recipe is a broccoli, macaroni, and cheese. Now, it's all done on the stovetop, so this isn't going to be an hour-long process. You're going to make everything on the stovetop. You don't have to bake it, and it's going to be kind of a take on that childhood macaroni that we all love. It comes in the box, you know what I'm talking about. My husband loves that stuff, and when I make macaroni and cheese, I try to make it really creamy, kind of like that is. But this time I'm going to add some broccoli to it, so it's going to have some health benefits from getting a little green in the macaroni and cheese. And also I've lightened up this sauce a little bit, and I'm using ingredients that are real. We know what they are. It's not anything processed. So it's a really simple, good and good for you recipe. So let's go check it out. I've got some water boiling at the stovetop. Okay, like I said, I have some water boiling over here, and I just added in 2 cups of the spiral pasta. And I'm using whole wheat. You can use any shape you want. I just like that with the broccoli. And the whole wheat is another added benefit. Broccoli and whole wheat. So this is actually a pretty healthy macaroni and cheese. So for the last 2 or 3 minutes of boiling on the noodles, I'm going to add in the broccoli. And this way the broccoli will cook and get tender. And it just depends on how crispy you want it. If you want it really soft, you may want to go the full 3 minutes. If you want it a little crisper, do about 2 minutes. So pasta and broccoli are drained, and I'm just using the same pot, just makes it easier, one less thing to clean. I'm going to get 2 tablespoons of butter in here, and it's over medium-low heat. And I'm just going to let the butter melt, and then I'll add in some flour. And what we're going to do is make a sauce for this. Now, some people get intimidated when it comes to making a roux, which is the technical term for it, but it's really just a thickener in order to thicken the milk and the cheese sauce. That way it becomes macaroni and cheese, and it's really easy. If you just try it and do it once, you'll get the gist of it pretty quickly, and then you can make gravies and you can make all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different sauces once you learn how to do this. Our butter is melted, so I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm just going to stir this up until it becomes a light golden color, about 2 to 3 minutes. Our flour and butter looks perfect, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 3/4 cup of 1% milk, stirring the entire time. I'm also going to add in ½ teaspoon of ground mustard, ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'm just going to let this come to a simmer over medium heat. So it takes about 8 to 10 minutes for this to thicken over medium heat, so just be patient and stir it occasionally. Sometimes when you're doing this, if you are watching it the whole time, you're like, it's not getting thick, but it really will. You just have to give it about 8 to 10 minutes, okay? So mine's thickening up, and what I'm going to do is actually turn the heat down to low, and I'm going to add in 2 ounces of cream cheese. So because I didn't want to use a lot of butter, this is really going to help thicken the sauce, and it's 2 ounces of actually low-fat cream cheese. So you're going to get a really, really creamy effect without all of the actual fat. So I'm just going to kind of let this melt. And the only other thing that I forgot to add earlier was a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and that's just going to give it a lot of flavor. This is going to have a lot more depth of flavor than those macaroni and cheeses from the box, I can tell you that right now. I'm also going to add in some fresh ground pepper, as much as you want. I love fresh ground pepper in macaroni and cheese. And just continue stirring until this melts away. Okay guys, that just took a couple minutes to melt. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. I'm going to remove it from the burner. And then I'm going to add in the best part. I'm going to add in a cup of sharp cheddar. I love sharp cheddar. It just has that really rich cheese flavor that we all love. And I didn't use low-fat cheese. You can. The reason I did is just because I'm using 1.5 cups of it. I'm not going overkill, and the flavor is so much better. And when I use the low-fat cheese, sometimes I feel like I have to add more cheese. But by all means, if you are really trying to watch your weight, go ahead and use the 2%, and it'll still work in this recipe. So I'm just going to stir it up, let it all melt, and then I'll add in our noodles and broccoli. So it's gotten really nice and thick, and I'm just going to add in other ingredients. Okay guys, this smells so good. I'm going to go ahead and get our macaroni and cheese in our dish. And you know, it'll thicken as it sits. And if you ever need to heat it up, just put it right back in the saucepan or leave it in the pot and let people serve themselves and it'll stay hot over there. But that looks delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and get some cheese on it. I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese just grated right on top. It's just a nice little touch. Adds a little bit of that salty bite that Parmesan gives you. And everybody loves cheese, right? All right, man, that looks so delicious. Now I don't have any silverware, so I'm gonna go in with the spatula. I know, take a little taste. It's really, really good. It's got a lot of flavor. It's creamy. I know your kids and your family are gonna love it, so enjoy.